Hi everyone, it's Shamila here, and today I want to share with you how I customized and how I am going to finish off one of these cards that I cut on my Cricut maker. Because the last time I did a card, someone asked me and said, please can you show us how you put it together. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. And what I have at the moment is I have cut out my base card, which I use my white 280 gram cardstock for. I've cut out the inside panel, which I think is the inside panel because I'm not sure yet. And then I have cut out the window, which is I actually just used, you know, the Celebrate chippies come in a pack with the craft card inside, so I've repurposed that. And then these two were cut out with American card craft stock, and they come from, sorry, that's my family calling me in the background. It must be someone inside for me, so let me just finish up quickly. So these were offcuts that I had in my stash, and I'll explain to you when I get there how I use the offcuts. It's really easy in the Cricut Design space. And then this I cut out using where's the paper? Yes, my angel. It's from the Blissful collection, from Art from the Heart, and I use this side. I'm hoping to use the other side as embellishment.
People.
Thank you, I'm coming now.
But what's that, Granny?
What's what?
That's shiny.
This thing, it's a bangle.
Bangle.
Sorry, that's Anya. So it is from the Blissful collection, BL1001. It's quite an old collection. I don't know if it's still available, but I thought there are flowers here which I could use. And then I've also got the BL1003, which I think I might use. I'm not sure yet, because there's that. And then I have some of the iCraft elements. Now these I'm all going to cut out in preparation prior to continuing with the video. And this is also an offcut. It is the little flower box. So when I've done all that, I will come back to you and we will continue. Okay, so it has been a few days. I haven't had time to come back to this yet until now. And what I have managed to do is I decided that this little what do you call it, the awning needed some extra texture, so I have embossed it with an old Cuttlebug embossing folder. I have cut out these two. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, it's just here. Then I've cut out some leaf elements from the iCraft gold foiled foliage sheets. I've got that. And then the curtains was cut on the Cricut. These I have here as well. I'm just putting this to one side. Not sure if I'm going to use it. Then of course the card base, and that we cut all on the maker. Putting that to one side. This is what the foiled sheets looks like, and I just cut a few out that I thought would work for me, so I'll put that to one side. And then what I did was this one full sheet that I showed you before, it had a border on it, and I cut out a part of the border because in hindsight I realized that the back of this sheet, let me just show you, the flowers on here were way too big to use on my little flower box, so I cut out the border, and that border looks like it will work there. So that's the rest of it. There's one extra flower that I cut out, and then these are what was left over from that border sheet. And then I have another sheet here that comes from the Penelope D collection, and I thought that this might make a really nice backdrop for the window, so I'm going to use that. I like the way the craft and that toned in with each other. So I'm just going to cut this to size. And usually with cards, this is a personal preference. You can decide whether you want a border or not. I prefer to leave a little border all around. So I'm just going to measure my card. I work in inches mostly. So this card is a 5 by 7 inch card. So I am going to cut my my layer. Just open this up. So I'm gonna cut my layer about, that's 5 inches. I'm going to do it about 1/8 of an inch smaller than the actual card. So 4 7/8, and it is by 7. So I'm going to make it 6 7/8. Okay. So that should fit on the card, giving us a nice border all around. Like that. And I'm going to distress that with my inks, just to give it some definition. And I'm going to glue that down. Now I've recently started using the Stamperia craft glue. It is really brilliant. I love it. So I'm going to be using that to assemble my card. Oh, and this is also beautiful. But I want the other side. So we shall ignore the fact that there is a stunning green dot on the other side. Okay. Now I'm thinking now that looks really bland. We need something in the background. And I've got this stencil from Stamperia. That is the number. It is called KSD 292. I really love the way they have, and here on the picture you can see a better idea of what the stencil looks like. It's really cool. It gives you that brickwork look without being boring. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to put maybe some glamour paste or something in the background there. Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't find a suitable glamour paste. Apparently I don't have glamour paste in that color, so I've gone with white crackle paste. But what I want to do is I want it to resemble like real bricks. So I've taken some of the glamour pigment, and I don't know if this is going to work. This is an experiment, so we'll see. Burnt umber, and I've gone with ancient pink, and I am going to just add some of this to this mixture. I'm not really going to mix it through thoroughly because I want to get bits of brown and pink in it. So that's too much. And my window is going to be more or less here, so I'm just looking at areas where I can add some paste. So it will go there, and maybe a little one here. Cool. And I just need to clean up my stencil quickly. I really love the stencil. It's one of these soft stencils, so you can get it into any little crevice or corner because it's so flexible. And stencils have to be cleaned immediately, otherwise they stain. I don't mind the staining. What I do mind is when the holes get clogged. So that is what we need to avoid at all costs. So that's okay. Right, now my leftover crackle paste, I don't want to waste it. So I am just going to grab something. Let me just see what I've got handy here. Even if it's just a piece of card. There we go. And I'm just going to swipe it on the card because I can use this at a later stage for something. So if you have an art journal or something that you work in regularly, I normally put mine leftovers in an art journal. I don't really art journal, but I've got one for all my bits and pieces that I've got left over. And the reason why I keep it is, you know, when I do get to art journal one day, it's on my bucket list, I will have pre-prepped backgrounds from leftover projects or card ideas or whatever you want to call it. So just need to clean up my table. I don't want my beautiful white base to become contaminated. So now that needs to dry, but of course we've got the I hope I'm in shot. We've got the paste around the areas where I tried to put it where I didn't think I would be working. That's very simplistic, but yes. So this is going to go in the middle, and I was going to glue it down flat, but now I'm thinking I want it slightly raised off the card. So I'm going to put this is like 1.5 millimeter by 12 millimeter wide red tape. Now you can raise this with boxes, old boxes, if you don't have red tape. Cardboard works really well, but just something that's not too heavy, because if you're creating a card, you don't want the card to be front or top heavy, and what that means is your card is not going to be able to stand upright. And the worst thing is when you give someone a card and it keeps toppling forward because there's just way too much on that card. It's just not user friendly. So just bear that in mind when you're adding layers. Also, if you're going to be sending it in the mail, then of course it needs to be postal friendly, so not too many layers. That's the other thing we have to be in mind. In South Africa now, most of the cards we hand deliver or we send with a courier in a courier bag, so it doesn't really matter. I am trying to center this and be straight, so let's hope it is. And then we have our curtains that has to go on. So I'm just distressing the edges of the curtains. And I thought to myself, I don't want to make this video very long because everybody says, you know, people are more into the shorter videos now. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know if you like the step-by-step or if you want this quick and easy, fast-paced videos. I'm not a fan of the sped up things, I have to be honest. So let me know what you want, and then I can look into figuring out how this fast paste, how those work and how you do it. So I've only put glue on the side there, and I think you can actually put glue on the end as well. So let's put a little bit there. Oh, the window can open. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Very thin. And when I use this glue, I am hardly giving pressure on the bottle. It is slight pressure, like really minimal. Okay, so there our curtains are in. And this fits over that. So now, because I've raised the bottom, I also need to raise this. And what I'm going to do is, if I lift this up, you can see that there is like a slight border around, and it's quite thin. So if you don't have thin foam tape, you are going to have to cut yours to size like this, so that, and I'm putting it right on the edge. Let me see if I'm in shot there. I'm putting it right on the edge, just to make sure that it does not impact the base, the green base that we have there. Okay, piece there. And when I put these pieces down, I try to curve it. It's not easy, because it's not a natural tendency for this to curve, but I'm lazy. I don't want to put too many small pieces. It's not about sticking it down, it's about taking off that tape, the backing. It's a pain. So let's see how we're doing with this. I think that's okay. And we can glue this down. I didn't put anything on the sides. I don't think it's necessary. If I find it is necessary, I'll do it, but I don't think it is right now. Okay, so let's see if we can see into this. There we go. That's down. And now the canopy has to come on. So this one I'm definitely going to add a thicker foam tape, because I want it to be three-dimensional. I want it to stand out. And this is a 3mm thick foam tape. So let me just see. It fits on top, so it's fine for us to add the tape like that. I'm just trimming off the two sides here, because we don't want the tape to be sticking out. forgot to edge my window. Bugger. But that's okay. So I'm going to put some glue on here because the camera is right in the middle of my face and I can't judge. I'm just going to pull this forward so I can see what I'm doing. Guessing it has to be more or less there. Okay, so we got that. Where's the flower box now? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is our flower box. The flower box is going to go around here. And I'm thinking that we need to put foam tape underneath the flower box as well. So let's see, what's the right side? I'm going to use this as my wrong side. I don't even think we're going to see the flower box, but just in case we do, I'm just tracing it. You can see my tape. So it's going to go there. Now I'm not gluing it down yet because I need to decide about my flowers and my leaves and stuff. So where's all that? Just going to distress it because I'm thinking that I want this. And let me move that out of the way. Let's work off that. So if I put that on there, I'm good with that, so I'm going to go ahead and glue. Oh, I should have thought about the leaves. Oh, let me see if I can slip it in here. Yes. Can't talk about good with that and then I forget about the leaves. So I'm just sticking that in. I know I had a flower. Oh, here's it, right in front of me. Let's see how this looks. I see I may have forgotten to cut out a little piece here. Okay, so I think I want that slightly raised. So I'm just going to put a piece of foam tape under that. Oops. So how are we sticking this down? No, don't like that way. It has to go something like that. Okay. I'll have to be satisfied with that. So this one didn't get glued down, so let's just commit. That can work in there. And I'm just going to trim those two gold leaves off. Going to put it in there. And what else? I think we're practically done. So I'm going to commit to this as well, and I'm going to put some glue on the front so that it can stick down there, and glue this down. I'm just sorry I forgot to distress the window now, but that's okay. Gone a bit skew. That leaf is too long, so I'm going to take it off. Can possibly just press it in somewhere else. And there you go. I'm going to just have a look and see what other embellishments and stuff I have, because now it is a matter of just embellishing your card and making it yours. So you can add ivy leaves, you can add extra flowers coming down the side, etc. So I will see what I'm going to do with this, and then I don't want you to watch me fussy cut a lot of papers and then decide not to use it and decide to use it. So we'll leave it at that, and then I will post a picture of the finished card as the front picture of the video. And that's it from me. I hope you like it. Until next time, see you in cyberspace. Bye now.